Let's talk about functions, why we would like to use functions. In our specific scenario, we would like a function to decrypt a message and another function to encrypt a message. And that's why we would like to learn what functions are and how we can use them. So generally speaking, uh, there is the return type of a function, and then there's the name of the function itself. And the braces are delimiting all the code that the function contains, and you put the code inside these braces here. So if a function doesn't return anything, like in our case, most likely we are going to be using void functions. That means basically the function doesn't need to return anything, and we are not going to be using any return statement like the one we were using in the main function. Now, what about calling a function? We are going to be calling a function using the name of the function. So as you can see here, name of the function. If we want to invoke or call this function, we're going to be saying name of the function, then parentheses, semicolon. If there would be any parameters, we would be passing the parameters to the functions inside those parentheses, opening and closing parentheses. So this is one small example. So this function has parameters. Inside, this is just adding number uh, to number. It is adding the sum. And if we want to invoke these, we just need to pass the parameters to this function, and that's basically it. So for our program, we're going to be doing is we're going to declare a function named decrypt, and then we are going to copy the contents of that original encrypt function, because those are going to be very similar, but basically are going to be doing the opposite operations. Then we are going to be modifying a little bit that. So instead of adding, we are going to be subtracting, etc. And instead of checking if it was going beyond the character Z, we are going to check if it is going below the character A, etc. So let's get into the program, and we are going to be then supporting after this exercise. We are going to be supporting both operations, the encrypt and the decrypt, and we are going to be running our program with these parameters here, and we're going to be supporting one for encryption, and then once we have a secret message, we are going to be able to decrypt that message and see what that is. So let's go and open that on Replit. So now we are here in Replit, and we're going to fork it, obviously, otherwise we are not able to edit, etc. And we're going to start working on the exercise. So the first thing that it is asking us to do is to declare a void function to decrypt the content of the name variable. So as we have already here some encrypt, we're going to be implementing some similar function with the name decrypt, and we need to put here, remember, we need braces here, so that would be delimiting the instructions of the functions. Now it is asking us to copy the content of the encryption function. So let's do that. And as we are going to be doing exactly the opposite of what the encryption function is doing, we're going to be inverting those operations. So first of all, um, in the variable sum, as this indicating here, instead of adding, subtract the content of code. So we are going to be subtracting here, and add a instead of subtracting here. So we're going to be adding here. Then we need to modify this condition to check if the character is, we don't want the characters to be smaller than lowercase a, so that's why we need to change this condition instead of adding. So okay, um, okay, like if sum is would be by any chance smaller than a, what we want to do is we want to add. So we are basically doing the opposite of what we were doing here. If it was going beyond z, then we were subtracting. Now we are saying if it goes below a, lowercase, we want to be adding it. Okay, so yeah, that's the condition. The sum is smaller than a, then we're going to be adding 25. And the rest of the code is really ready. So here we are going to be passing first the number of the operation. Then the second parameter that we're going to be typing into the console would be the code, like the keyword. And this is the actual message. In this case, we're going to give it a try with programmer. So this should work. Let me try to run it and see if it's working as expected. So the first is going to spec the operation. First, we would like to encrypt. So we would like to say 1. Then we want to pass the keyword. If you remember, it was queen. And then what the word that we would like to encrypt or make more secure, that word was programmer. And let's copy this word because now we're going to be running but trying to see if we can go back to the original word from the encrypted message. So we're going to say 2 or some other number. As you can see here, anything different than 1 would be interpreted as decrypting. Then we need the keyword that was queen, and then we are going to be pasting the content of the encrypted word that we had. We need to do that via the secondary click or the contextual menu, otherwise it doesn't work well here. Pasting, and there you go. It is working as expected. So congratulations. We're about to finish this workshop. It has been exciting. I hope that you are enjoying it. So see you in the next part. Thank you.